Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about and discussing the future of Tim Walz. He was, as you all may have remembered, former Vice President Harris, running mate for the presidency of the United States. He was going to become the next Vice President of the United States. However, as we all know, things happened and the future would change. Now, according to this book, and I quote this here, this was recorded on December 31st, 2024, channel messages at 2:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You go towards the end of this channeling, and we start talking about the future of Tim Walz. What's not realized, and this is actually in the next one, I believe. Let me take a quick look. Where's Tim Walz here? Where's Tim Walz? Okay, maybe Tim Walz is in the next one. Oh, here he is. Yep, got it. Got it. Okay, so this is actually was the one after this one. So, excuse me. This was January the 9th, 2025, and this was the channel message at 2:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's go ahead, let's take a look at what it says. And it says here, Harris may take her rightful place, but not before she finds and meets a young male. Which so far, she has not done that. Tim Walz is not likely to become VP, as I have other plans for him. So that is what we're going to find out today is, what are those plans? What does Spirit have planned for Tim Walz? And that's what we're going to find out in today's video. Now this video is being recorded on Wednesday, April 23rd at 11:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as of when I'm recording this specific video. I read a lot of your comments, so I responded to a whole bunch of you, so go check that out. You will be getting more responses from me, so definitely be expecting that. You will be getting more emails that will be sent out, hopefully by the time of tomorrow or the next day afterwards. But regardless, we are going to delve right into this. And I read a lot of your comments, and a lot of you guys were like, maybe you should guys just start opening up a donation link. I am going to include for the next couple of videos a donation link. If you want to donate, feel free. Do not feel obligated. I'm not going to peer pressure you anyway. It's up to you and up to your own leisure. But all money and funds will go to help funding a brand new computer, a new device. I will be starting, I've been thinking about this heavily for quite some years, but I think we're going to start moving towards the possibility to open up personal readings again. And I might be also pursuing membership. Not so sure about the membership idea, but almost certainly with the personal readings. So keep an eye out for that. I will notify you when that is about to happen. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's begin. It's a Wednesday, April 23rd at 11:28 a.m. This is for entertainment purposes only. Alright, that was way too long of an intro. Okay, so Spirit Angels, tell me about Tim Walz. Tell me about Tim Walz. What do we need to know about? What do you have planned for Tim Walz? You started in the reading that Harris needs to meet a young male to be in order to take her rightful place, and Tim Walz is not likely to become Vice President of the United States because you have different plans for him. As we all saw, that he is now going out and campaigning with AOC and going against the oligarchy, criticizing Trump openly. People are saying that he might be planning a presidential run in 2028. Now let's take a look. Let's find out what is going on in Tim Walz's mind. What is going on in Tim Walz's mind? What do you want us to focus on? Okay, this is his subconscious. What's just going in his conscious mind? What does he know and is aware of? What is Tim Walz aware of? Okay. Here, the bottom of the deck here is we have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is reversed. This means the rule of law. That means things are not being followed as they should. The top of the deck here is the government. So, this is the Hierophant reversed. What is not being followed as it should? The government and the way the government handles certain things. That is what that's what on top of his mind. That is what the center of his thought process is, that things are not being followed as they should. And he has a problem with that. Now, what is going on in his subconscious mind is what we're going to find out right now. We have here is he is evaluating what happened on election night. This is the Seven of Pentacles reversed, followed by the election night. This is my election night card. It's the Three of Wands. This means watching the results come in. But it's almost like it feels like it's a replay, and it almost feels like he has PTSD, or he's like waking up pretty repetitively, and he's having dreams. But remember, this is just subconscious. He's having dreams of that night. Something feels off for him, and this is the moon card. Something feels off, and I have a feeling that there is an investigative mindset that he has. I don't know if that's the type of person that he is, but it feels very much like he's investigating what happened, and he's remembering things, and the spiritual realm is flashing these images in his head, and as he gets flashed more of these images, he might be able to decode what happened. So internally, this is more of a psychic influence by the spiritual realm who are actually involving him by sending him subconscious messages, subliminal messages to his brain, and he's able to see that only when he's sleeping. But he's gaining an upscale of consciousness, a higher sense of level, a higher sense of vibration, if you will. Now, when you go into his awakening, what does he know openly? What is he aware of? You have the Fool card in reverse. The Fool card in reverse is somebody who's fallen off the cliff, but someone who's very cautious. So he's taking very steps to be very cautious. He is pretty scared about what is going to happen for him and Harris. I do feel like he is pretty much scared. And particularly because he wondered what would have happened had she become president. And here is the Empress card in reverse. So in some way, it does feel like he is pretty scared about the current political dynamics and what is going on consciously. This is what he's aware of. This is what he knows. This is how he feels. He feels very scared. He's afraid that because he ran in 2024, that his life could be in jeopardy. And that's kind of like what is being replayed consciously, is that sense of, I'm hearing the word subversion on someone. I'm hearing the word of subversion, like he's feeling very subverted. I don't know what that means. Like it's almost like it takes a different path than the path that it was intended for. And that's what he feels. He feels very much on his nose. He feels kind of a little bit afraid. I'm also getting energy that he is afraid for his son in particular. We do have here, we have the Hierophant in reverse, which is represented as the Ten of Swords reversed. The Ten of Swords reversed indicates betrayal. It's reversed because the government is now betraying the king. And, again, the king, this is my conservative card, this is my Republican conservative card. This is the King of Wands here. The government is not betraying the king, and they're not following the rules of the law. They're not following the Constitution, which is why the Constitution is represented as the High Priestess in reverse, is because they're not following that. They're ordering him, they're following him, ignoring the rule of law. Now, what's going to happen in the future administration, the next administration after 45, what is going to occur? Something with certainty, which is represented as the Page of Cups, which means wishful thinking, at least in my perspective. But because it's reversed, it means something with certainty. And what's with certainty? It's imbalance. So there is going to be some sort of imbalance in government going forward caused by 45 and his administration. So this is what is in the mindset of Tim Walz. It's important for us to understand where Tim Walz is at in order to better understand where he is heading. So now, speaking on that, now let's go ahead, let's take a quick look and find out what is his political future. Where's Tim Walz heading in the future right now? Okay. Okay, I'm getting told to use this deck, so we're going to use this deck. Spirit Angel, tell me about Tim Walz's future. Tell me about Tim Walz's future. What is going on politically? What is Tim Walz's future politically? Tim Walz's future politically. Okay, so 2 cards here. And one alpha card. Okay, he has sudden wealth on the bottom, which is reversed, and in the top of the deck here, we have the message of concern. So that is what's on his mind, that is his future. He's had a message of concern. What is that message of concern? It's a certain person, a certain individual, a person in a position of power, and the thief. So he has concern for 45. He actually feels that his life could be threatened. I'm getting it again in this reading. Alright. Let's go ahead, let's take a look at the astrology to find out a little bit more about what does the astrological realm have for Tim Walz. Okay. Okay. Alright, so Spirit Angel, tell me about Tim Walz, former vice presidential nominee for the Democratic Party under Harris. Tim Walz, what is his new journey? What do you have for him, Spirit? Because you said that he's not likely to become the next vice president of the United States, and said you have different plans for him. Can you please tell us what plans you have for him in the political realm? Okay, telling me to take the first 3 cards. Okay. With the bottom of the deck here, we have arrows, which means eroticism, desire, sex. That is heading in this direction here. On the top of the card here is we have what is ending, Uranus, which means revolution, invention, and eccentricity. He's going to lead something, but it's not going to work. Whatever he's leading is going to fail. Is there anything else you want to add? Okay, they're telling me to add the right away. What else do we need to know for the right away, Spirit, in terms of Tim Walz? Okay. Anything else? They're telling me that's it. The bottom of the deck, we have victory, which is the 6 of Wands. Top of the deck here, we have the 8 of Swords. Being held back, but not working out. This is the 8 of Cups reversed. It's telling me he's not walking away from this. Whatever it is, he's not walking away. And he's not walking away from Harris. He's not walking away from liberty. So expect him to be more in the mainstream. He's going to be actively fighting. So he's going to be like one of those voices that's going to be very vocal. Now, in regards to Tim Walz in particular, the first card that comes in is we have the courthouse. This is the legislative branch, which means that he could possibly make a run for senator. I don't know if he is a senator or if he ever was, but I do feel like he's going to be actually playing a role in Congress in some way. He's going to be projecting about this. He's going to be projecting something. And what's being projected is he has a bill that's being brought to the floor. There's 2 of them actually. He's going to be bringing 2 bills to the floor that's going to be consequential but life-changing for the nation. So whatever it is, he is bringing that in, and it's going to be around a time when things are about to crumble in the United States, and you start to see that picture in the background. You start to see it getting towards the end. It's almost towards darkness, towards the nighttime. So he's going to come in the last little bit right before 5 p.m. and he's going to make his 2 bills. And it's going to be life-changing. It's going to be very consequential for the United States. Remember, like I said, he's very vocal. He's very much someone who's actually afraid for his own life, but not only for his, but also for his sons in particular. We do also have here as well, we have the Journey card in reverse. The Journey card in reverse is a very interesting card because it means going somewhere. This is the journey, this is the path, going somewhere and having an idea. You're having a place in mind where you have to go. He feels kind of lost. He doesn't really know where to go. He doesn't know where life is going to bring him. But this is the journey. The journey is coming towards an end. He doesn't have his ability to choose anymore. The journey is being dictated by the spiritual realm according to his soul contract, which tells me already that whatever Tim Walz does is not within what he wants to do, but rather what the spiritual realm wants him to do. He doesn't really have the free choice of will at this point. Now, going in with the courthouse, this is also taking place after the 2 consequential bills that he put forth onto the floor, whether that may be of the House of Representatives, whether that is the Senate, whatever it is, there is going to be something that's going to be put on the floor. It could even very much be brought to the Supreme Court, and that could be also, in essence, part of the governmental body. Now, underneath the Journey card reverse, we also have Thoughts reverse. And we kept seeing this woman, this female, in reverse competitively throughout the entire reading. We kept seeing him thinking about a woman in reverse. There's always that indication that he's thinking about someone else. He's thinking about something. But he's coming toward the end. Whatever it is, he needs to move on beyond her. Whoever this person is, whether it may be Harris or not, he needs to move beyond their story. What happened is in the past now. There's nothing you can do to change that except move forward. There's a new path opening up for him. Now, with that being said, the next card that comes in, which challenges the past here, which is the past 10, is change. And change is represented as the red Ford vehicle. I'm getting energy indication this has to do with the Republican Party. So there is some massive changes that's coming, that he's going to affect the Republican Party in some way. He's going to lead to their downfall. Around this point in time, 45, which is represented as the devil, has his grip on the Republican Party. But the Republican Party grip is on the change, but it's heading in the past direction, which means 45 is going to be representing the past very relatively. Tim Walz needs to represent the future, what can be. He needs to represent what can be. What could our future look like? That's why the journey card is reversed, because he needs to go out there and he needs to be able to bring the message to the people and say, this is our future. This is what we can achieve if we put our mind and potential to them. We don't have to be stuck going back to the past. Well, we can go to the future. He needs to be kind of give his energy off very similar to JFK or John F. Kennedy. He needs to be able to kind of project that symbolism of going ahead, progressing forward, moving forward, having that new idea in your mind that things can be better. That's how Tim Walz is supposed to be, and that's why the change card is going in that direction. But also, remember how I said he needs to be able to get over that mindset of thinking about their specific woman? We have to change here. The change is headed in the past tense. And that is interesting because not only is that change a Republican card, which is a red card, it also indicates that while they're heading in the past, he's going to bring up something that could possibly challenge what happened in the leadership position of 45. So Tim Walz could play a major role in the challenge to 45 in his leadership. So keep an eye out for that. Remember I told you, in Tim Walz's subconscious mind, the spiritual realm is actually sending him messages subconsciously, and he's repetitively thinking about the 2024 election, about what really happened. And as he starts to experience it more and more, his level of consciousness starts to rise. And that's going to be very interesting, because as we start to go into the next card here, what is represented as the Lover's card, and it's represented as the Lover's card, you see here, you see two white doves and two people holding each other. And this is, again, being crossed by the change. But the change is going in the past direction, which means that the world is coming into a more of a unitary, more unison form of government. We are going to be heading in that direction. That is what he's going to offer. He's going to offer that sense of unity in regards to the past changes that are currently ongoing in the current administration. What is challenging the Lover's card is the Eight of Pentacles, which is represented here as heading in the future tense, of working towards something, working towards a better future, working towards a better outcome, right? Now, when you take a look and account for the astrological realm about what is going on for Tim Walz and his future in regards to the leadership, let's take a look. The first card that we get here is we have the first quarter moon, which means momentum, initiative, magnetism. Right? It's interesting that that falls above the journey card and the thought process, which means he needs to move. He just needs to keep moving. He's going to have that magnetism. He's going to have that initiation. Initiation is going to be this movement that sparks the rest of the story. Right? It's going to be whatever happens here, it's going to spark everything else. But remember, the spiritual realm is actually trying to initiate his subconscious to just go and do something. Now, what is in regard to the change card and the devil card upright? We have Aries, which means trailblazing, initiative, fearless, right? Just going out there and doing it anyway. Even if you feel very scared of something, just go and do it. We all saw that already. We saw this repetitively in the reading so far, that he is scared. But what has been consistent as well is that he has the desire to do something. And that accounts for more than being feared, being in a state of fear now. And that's something that we can all take into our own life, into our own account, is that you don't always need to be in a state of fear. You can just still be scared, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do something. The next card is challenging both the change card and the Lover's card upright. What is coming for that? As we have Neptune, which means mysticism, spirituality, escapism, right? That sense of coming together, the sense of unison, the understanding that we can all collectively engage with one another, if you will. And here you have the Lover's card and the Eight of Pentacles, which is also challenging those two cards. And what is this? We have immutable, which means versatility, flexibility, and adaptability. Working towards something, but adapting to where you need to go. So the whole moral of the story is, what is going on with Tim Walz and what's happening in his political future? I don't see anything in terms of the presidency. I really don't. I do see him going to be actively engaged, whether it's in the Supreme Court, whether it's in the House of Representatives. or even the Senate. He might even play a role in the governorship and engaging in with activities with a form of government around in many states, maybe many legislative branches, or maybe many governors. He might in some way form a coalition of some sort. But it's a movement nonetheless. It's a movement towards something. And what is it? What is the moral of the story? Is that he is scared. He's very much scared. But what has been obviously consistent is he's thinking about something, thinking about the 2024 election, he has clear PTSD, but the spiritual realm is actually engaging in energy and subconscious mindset of Tim Walz trying to get him to do something, trying to get him to initiate something. And while all that's going on, he is scared. He's not only scared for himself, for what his political life is going to be like, and his own life, but also for his own family. But yet he is consistently trying to do something anyway, despite all that. Because strength can come from fear. But if you harness it correctly, you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And the outcome here is the Lovers card and the Eight of Pentacles. He very much believes that we can overcome this, that we can become a better society. So what is the overall message? Don't be in a state of fear forever. Sometimes when you're fearful, doesn't mean you shouldn't do something. If you really believe in it, do it anyway. And I think that's an important message for all of us to take. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and let me know in the comment section below what you do think. And share this video with others. It really helps out the channel really much. Alright guys, I love you. Have a great night, and I'll see you all the next time. Until then, peace out. I love you.